does not make
What is
it
that?
a game. Something special can be made if just a little innovation and thought is put onto what is already a good idea. Fortnite would not have
Oh, this is kind of interesting.
on the concepts of PUBG, and Overwatch may have been a different game if TF2 didn't exist. But the point is, following a trend can be the catalyst for something special. But, more often than not, publishers and developers
kind of interesting.
get blindsided by trying to stick too hard to the existing formula. This brings us to Realm Royale, a small chapter in the Battle Royale saga a couple years back. Despite meeting the same fate that tens of bandwagon-hopping BRs did, it actually had potential to be a serious contender in the market. Even more interesting, the reason Realm Royale rapidly bled its player base wasn't to player interest, but several strange decisions and ultimately neglect by its developer hi-rez Games.
Removing legendaries and foraging, and it was so dumb.
This is what happened to Realm Royale.
Entry in the Battlegrounds spin-off of the base game. Admittedly, when I first heard about this and I saw the trailer, I wouldn't say I had the most positive response. We're off to a really bad start.
Realm Royale's story begins with Paladins, hi-rez's
agree.
entry into the hero shooter genre. Upon seeing the global success of Battle Royale titles like Fortnite and PUBG, and probably looking at pretty much what every other developer was doing at the time, hi-rez wanted to give their own take on the BR genre. So, at hi-rez Expo in 2018, they released a Battle Royale game mode for Paladins called Paladins Battlegrounds.
The best part about it is when you're playing Paladins and you want to change up the game mode, you don't have to change the game now. You stay in the same client and you end up playing Battlegrounds, which is awesome.
Sure,
I'm actually just recently a pro player in
Chat,
PUBG.
type 1 check to actually play the game, and type 2 if you haven't played
It'll be up there on my list for games to stream.
Battlegrounds had a fairly lukewarm response, never being super
Holy
popular.
shit, a lot of people didn't play it.
To speed up
I didn't
development
expect that.
time, and because it was just envisioned as a game mode initially, many assets and gameplay portions were recycled from Paladins. In fact, the map itself was cobbled together from existing Paladin multiplayer maps, with empty space in between them to connect them all together. The heroes themselves were copied straight from the team-based game modes, abilities and all, which actually led to a lot of the players complaining about the game's balance, since some of the heroes with abilities that were stronger in a Battle Royale setting, like those with stealth options and sniper rifles, ended up being more effective during play than those that did not.
The issue of duplicate heroes and overpowered heroes eventually led hi-rez to limit what heroes were available in the mode, and allowing only a randomly selected pool of 8 hero choices per game, which players could then choose from, so it wasn't just the same stealth heroes in every single game because they were broken as fuck. Other than these issues, the game was a very typical Battle Royale game.
Chat, the front was actually ranked 1 in that game. I'm not kidding.
Paladins and re-release it as an early access standalone version under the
actual
name
best play in the world.
Royale. Many of the same mechanics from the Paladins versions remained, including the class-based aspects. However, instead of choosing a champion, at the start of the game you would pick between 5 classes: Warrior, Engineer, Assassin, Mage, and Hunter, which would
that was so fun, chat. I remember now, dude.
During gameplay, you would pick up spells, items, and potentially destroy any extras down to dust that you could use at a forge to make potions, armor, and class-specific abilities or legendary weapons. These forges proved to be popular and incentivized players to keep looking for engagements to acquire resources to make these legendary weapons. This made the forges themselves combat hotspots and valuable areas to hold and protect throughout the game.
That, on its own, incentivizes players to roam around the map from forge to forge, upgrading their equipment and building new equipment.
You had to fight.
So at least in some respect, players are drawn towards each other because they're all going
towards
the
same
goals, at least until they have everything they need.
You have to fight to get items, otherwise you later won't be able to fight them.
Marketing campaigns that we're now used to seeing, Realm Royale had a fairly successful start. It came at a time when a portion of Fortnite fans were fatigued with building mechanics but still enjoyed the aesthetics and third-person nature of the game. So Realm Royale managed to scratch that itch and throw some new ideas into the mix as well, such as the chicken respawn. When you were downed in a game, you turn into a chicken with reduced movement speed. If you could survive for another 30 seconds, you would be brought back into the game without the need for a revival. This added a little more to the dying mechanic, and it was gameplay like this and the Forge which kept the player base growing at a healthy pace.
Oh my god, what an epic win.
We did it.
Oh.
We did it.
Oh my god. That was sick, man. This game is really fun. That was intense.
However, this isn't the story of how Realm Royale turned out to be a super successful game and took over Fortnite to be the biggest battle royale in the world. On just the 3rd patch of the game, Realm Royale had a gameplay update that removed one of its signature features, the Forge.
Yeah, see, that's dumb.
Was upset because seemingly this change was to have the game be more similar to Fortnite and other BRs. Now, instead of naturally coalescing and fighting at an objective and the better player coming out on top, better gear just meant that the player rolled better when opening a chest.
And I can see a lot of people not being all too pleased about this because
Previously, the legendary weapons was simply what was primarily used by most players, and that's the weapon you typically use for your class.
Okay, I just opened a normal chest and it gave me a frost sniper rifle.
Dude, that's gonna be the strat.
The changes removes a significant layer of skill cap.
Jesus.
Enables an immediate power spike right
yeah,
off the bat.
I do it. Chat, I'm not going to watch the whole thing.
Changes. It's rumored that the original team that was put to work on the game has since been moved to other projects, leaving Realm Royale on something even less than maintenance mode. The marketplace for Battle Royale games,
yeah, chat, it's just the game died, dude. That's kind of how it is.
Is as cutthroat as